class.
Okay.
Hi, good afternoon once again. My name is Harriet, and right the same we have Esther Pinnock, a class 17 fellow. Esther is going to be discussing her presentation on social marketing and looking at a focused approach to social change. So let's give Esther audience and get to learn from her. So Esther, please take it up from there.
Thank you so much, Harriet. Good afternoon, everyone, and it is a great pleasure for me this afternoon to be sharing with you on a matter that is close to my heart, that's social marketing. I do believe that it's one of the best strategies to achieve long-lasting social change. So I'm going to go right into our webinar, and I'm going to tell you what the objectives are. So at the end of this webinar, I am anticipating that you'll all be able to distinguish between social marketing and other social change strategies. Also, I want to highlight the potential of social marketing to bring about long-lasting behavioral change. And finally, to equip all of you with a launching pad to incorporate it in your approach, whatever you do back home, to use social marketing in fostering social change. So I'm going to start off by telling you what social marketing is not. Social marketing is not commercial, it's identical to commercial marketing, while it does have some similarities. Commercial marketing largely focuses on the exchange of a good or service for direct value to the individual. The difference with social marketing is that the product it seeks to exchange may not be tangible all the time, though at some times, for example, if you're marketing, say, the use of condoms, it becomes tangible in that instance. But it's usually an idea or a behavior that the social marketer wants his target audience to adopt, and that distinguishes it from commercial marketing. The other thing that social marketing is not, it's not just communications. So communications it's quite important to almost every human activity. But social marketing is far more strategic, and so communications is definitely the medium used to convey the ideas that we want to sell. Social marketing is not regulations. Now we know that laws do affect behavior, because if you know that there is a penalty or a fine for speeding, you may not drive as fast as you desire to. So regulations may affect behavior, but social marketing is different in that it increases the value of the desired behavior, while regulations increase the cost of the behavior we want people to avoid. The other thing that social marketing is definitely not, it's social media. And in recent times, there has been a confusion between the two, because the term social marketing has been used to describe social media activity. Social media, however, is definitely one of the medium or the media through which we can convey our social marketing messages. So social media is useful to social marketing, but it's not the same. Finally, social marketing is not non-profit marketing. Non-profit marketing may be focused largely on what the activities that a non-profit organization is involved in. It may have a lot to do with fundraising, and it may also have to do with advocacy. So while social marketing may be useful to non-profit organization, it's not merely about marketing the organization. This now brings me to what social marketing is. Social marketing is a process that uses marketing principles and techniques to influence a target audience's behaviors that will benefit society as well as the individual. This strategically oriented discipline relies on creating, communicating, delivering, and exchanging offerings that have positive value for individuals, clients, partners, and society at large. Social marketing has been around from the 1970s, and the term was actually coined by Kotler and Zaltman to describe the use of marketing strategies in solving social and health problems. So if your ears are tuned to the sector, you will find that many social marketing campaigns tend to be health focused. Social marketing does use the marketing mix, which many of us are familiar with, the 4 P's of marketing. It's also applicable in social marketing since we're relying on generic marketing techniques. So there are distinctions, however. So the product is different. In generic marketing, it may be a good or a service that is offered in exchange for value, while in social marketing, it may be an idea, a behavior, or a tangible object, as I mentioned before. The price is also different. In generic marketing, the value of the product is the price that the customer is going to be paying. However, in social marketing, the behavior that we're offering in exchange, it does incur a cost. So for example, let's say I am a smoker. I like to smoke. I get pleasure. It gives me peace of mind. Why would you want me to stop smoking? The social marketer has a responsibility to convince the smoker that it is better to preserve the health of your lungs and your loved ones around you who will suffer from the consequences of secondhand smoke. So the price, therefore, is to give up the pleasure of smoking to attain the other values that I mentioned. The place, in generic marketing, the place is largely where the good is parked. So that's the destination. So if I like KFC, I head to a KFC store, a KFC restaurant, rather. And that is the location. I may need pharmaceuticals, I may head to CVS. But for social marketing, because it's so customer oriented, you try to get to the customer. So the place is the location at which the customer is reached. Promotion. For generic marketing, the activities involved in persuading people to purchase a good or a service. And social marketing, I think, has a heavier burden because the promotion of the idea it's hard to convey an abstract concept if your customers cannot directly see the immediate value. So promotion has to do with selling that story and persuading the target audience to adopt the behavior you're selling. Social marketing has some other P's, which may also be relevant to commercial marketing, but they are critical in the social marketing mix. So we have a number of publics. It's not just necessarily let's say we're selling dresses, it's not just necessarily for the woman who wants to look fancy for an evening out, but our products go beyond the primary target audience and may also, we will also be targeting persons who are close to the target audience and sometimes going as far as targeting the government, maybe lobbying to change laws and policies. And also we relate with the media and other entities. So the publics of the social marketing mix tend to be many and varied. Also, partnerships are critical to social marketing because the goals are so wide in the scope that it's never usually achievable by one entity. And so partnerships will be formed with multiple sectors. Policy. definitely important to social marketing, because sometimes policies hinder the behavior that you want persons to achieve. The legal framework may not allow for persons to easily transition from one behavior to another. And the purse strings, of course, money talks, and it's important to establish your source of funding, because that will help to determine the longevity of your program as well as the scope of your goals. So these are additional P's, and we could continue talking about P's because there are other P's also. But just want to let you know that social marketing has been used to address many issues. I won't be listing them all because it's quite useful to almost everything that we do in the social sector when we think of transforming behaviors. So it has been used to reduce the spread of HIV and other STI. It has been used to promote road safety, no smoking, as well as recycling and family planning, and many other options. I'm going to quickly try to take you through the social marketing cycle. And it's a cyclical process because it informs itself. So let me start from the beginning. First, it's important to describe the problem. So let's use as an example teenage pregnancy. So let's say we want to reduce teenage pregnancy in Washington, D.C. We describe what the situation is and what specifically we want to address. Then we move on to formative research, which is very important. Social marketing activities would be useless if it's not founded in research. And when the social marketer approaches research, it does research, he or she will do research into the audience, into the situation, what are the barriers to the adoption of the behavior that you are selling. And that research will definitely inform the strategy you develop. The strategy tends to be a very elaborate thing when you break down your communications plan, because based on who your audience is, where they can be reached, that will guide you into what to do and what not to do, and that's the basis for the development of your strategy. Right? So the intervention, the strategy will also include your objectives, like how many people you want to reach, and definitely you want your objectives to be SMART, as in all other planning processes, so you can measure at the end what you have achieved. And the intervention is what you have designed to deliver your message. And then you move from there to your implementation. And from implementation, the evaluation. Evaluation is critical because you want to know, you want to monitor throughout. And evaluation can be formative as well as summative. Formative would monitor what's happening at each stage of the process of implementation, and summative would give you an assessment at the end. Let's say it's a 6-month program. At the end of it, what has been achieved? And because social marketing is long-term in its outlook, you want to do that evaluation to inform your next steps. Now, I want to introduce you to some behavior change theories that can be incorporated because there are various viewpoints on how people learn. And once you have, we all know that old habits die hard, and we have to be really persuasive and convincing for persons to change one set of behaviors and take on another. So some of the theories that social marketers have used, that relied on for years, are, we use, some of these are coming out of the field of psychology and definitely enhance the programs we develop. So there's ideation theory, the stage step theories, cognitive theories, social process theories, emotional response theories, and mass media theories. So these are psychological theories as well as communication-based theories. Ideation theory refers to new ways of thinking and the diffusion of those ways of thinking by means of social interaction. Stage step theories, it's focused on, sometimes you learn things in phases, and so it might be best to implement a program that, gives you the bits and pieces gradually before dunking you or immersing you into a big step to change. Now, I really want to give you an example of successful social marketing theories. So I have provided material that will give you more details on these theories, and I hope you'll find them useful as you adopt these. So we will not have a lot of time, so I want to go into an example of a successful social marketing campaign. So I'm going to refer to the HIV/AIDS situation in New York. There was a campaign launched in 2005. At that time, New York City was at the epicenter of AIDS, and it was the leading cause of death for persons 35 to 54 years of age. The target audience for that campaign it included Blacks and Latinos. Blacks constituted 44% of the target audience, Latinos 32%. The behavior that they wanted persons to adopt was to use a condom. And so they developed a New York City branded condom. So, the promotion was about get some NYC condoms. These were distributed free at various places. As we mentioned before, the place in social marketing is where you meet the customers. So they were distributed at health clubs, nail salons, laundromats, and it was free of cost. And there were dispensers placed at strategic areas, and persons could easily access the condom, so they didn't have to face the embarrassment of, if it was embarrassing for some to purchase condoms. This campaign was launched on Valentine's Day in 2007, and over 150 condoms were handed out by street teams. There were also 100 night spots, and these dynamic strategies led to a very overwhelming success. They hoped to achieve 18 million users per year. In fact, in 2010, the rate of usage was actually 33 million per year. They partnered with 900 entities, and the improvement has been constant. And that was a very successful campaign. Now, in the interest of time, I will not go into the increasing recycling in Cape Town, but that also is a very interesting story, and I'll provide you material so you can read on that. But just to bring it all together, social marketing is consumer focused. It's based on exchange. It's a long-term view, and it reaches beyond the individual. The benefits are not just for the individual, but for the society. And at this point, I'll take your questions if you do have any.
Esther, thank you so much. I see one question from Aslan. I hope you're able to see it. Is there any difference between behavior change communication and social marketing?
Actually, the terms have been used interchangeably. Social marketing is about behavioral change and they are related. So my response to that is that they're the same. I hope that answers that question. Let's see if there are others.
Well, in the meantime, Esther, if we do not have questions, you could just try to give a wrap-up of the presentation as we do conclude.
Okay, well, thanks, audience. I really wish this was interactive because I know it would stimulate very exciting discussions, but I thank you for participating, and I encourage you to utilize social marketing. There are various ways that your skills can apply to social marketing. It's not just necessarily in planning a particular project, but if you are research oriented, you can support social marketing campaigns. And I encourage you to cross over if you're not in the behavior change communication sector. It is really exciting and rewarding when you are able to measure the outcomes of your strategies. Thanks, everyone, and enjoy the rest of your day.
Thank you so much, Esther, for your presentation, and thank you so much, everyone, for tuning in. I will be sharing the slides very shortly. Esther, before you go, there is one last question. What is the relationship between social marketing and social media?
Okay, we do have the time. Social media is actually one of the tools that social marketing uses to communicate. Now, communications, is done through various media. It can be print, it can be television, it can be radio, it can be the napkin that you get at a fast food restaurant. We use various media to communicate our messages, and certainly social media is one of the grandest opportunities in this era for social marketers, because the audience you can reach it's diverse and it's far and wide. It's international. Sometimes, though, it's good when you want to create awareness, but not necessarily the best option when you want persons to adopt specific behaviors. And some strategies may call for face-to-face interaction with your target audience. So to answer the question, it is social media is a tool of social marketing.
Thanks, Esther. I don't see any more questions. So I'd like to thank everyone for tuning in. Thank you for your participation. Thank you for the comments. Thank you so much for the questions. We keep improving every day. I know there are always hiccups, but we aim at making our webinars better than they are every single day. So enjoy the rest of the afternoon. Watch out for the post-webinar email. It will come with the presentations from Esther and Nicholas. And also please remember to fill the evaluation form so that you're not caught up by the deadline. Have a good afternoon. Bye.